Hello everybody, today I am going to tell you about my perspective on perhaps the greatest Beatles solo record ever, called All Things Must Pass. Now, you can all talk about the songs and the track listing and the musicians and all of that, but let's not get to that right now. Right now, I would like to tell you the background story of that album from my point of view and how I grew to like it, to love it. Actually, I was in high school, at a high school in Fairfield, Connecticut, in the United States. And we were going on a trip to Boston, Massachusetts. And my mother brought my iPhone. At that time, I only had my father's music on it, but then, all of a sudden, boom, I came across this undescribably good album called All Things Must Pass, and I played it everywhere I went. Everywhere I went. I was the only one awake on the bus too at one point, bobbing my head along, And that's how it all started. Now, here is a list of my personal favorite songs on this album. Number 4 for me is perhaps Harrison's signature song of his solo career, My Sweet Lord. From the slide guitar riff to the mantra of Hare Krishna, it does not get any better than this, folks. It became a hit in 1971, as you know, for those of us who grew up on the Beatles. They know that very well. George Harrison said in one of his last interviews that he did not think about that song very much or let it go. It just happened to him. And that's what it is for some people. Number 3. I love the first version of Isn't It a Pity with the extended mantra or coda of Pity Pity and the lush string arrangements from the producer Phil Spector. It is just a very moving piece because it just flows like a river. Number 2 is What is Life? And the reason why I like it very much is because Harrison, for some people, was able to reinvent the Beatles' signature guitar riffs all on his own. Unbelievable. unbelievable. And finally, you've waited for it. Number one. Number one is a little obscure, but for those of you youngsters watching, you may have heard this on How I Met Your Mother. It is called The Ballad of Sir Frankie Crisp, otherwise known as Let It Roll. The first line gives me the shivers, and I hope it does for you too. Let it roll across the floor, through the home and out the door. It really makes me think of the motor vehicle that I'm in, which is actually a motorized wheelchair. That's how I get around. But the part that gets me most in this album is that if you listen very carefully, you may not have the biggest ears as I have, but if you listen very carefully, you can hear George whisper, "Old Sir Frankie Crisp." It's subtle, but still, you can listen to that a little more once you turn it up pretty loud, I suppose. Anyway, those are my personal favorite songs from this album. Please comment on your own below and let me know as soon as possible. Okay, so before I go, I just want to let you know that I was only doing this for the fun of it. I did not put any music on in the background. I just gave you a real review. Hopefully I'll be making more videos soon. If not every single day, you never know. Again, thank you very much for watching, and please make your comment below. Oh, and subscribe too.